play of the game from way down.
True, silence. Rainer getting absolutely
A team wipe.
The living bomb's going.
Oh my goodness, the ring. Bombstastic gonna find Rainer.
Welcome to the stream tonight, ladies and gentlemen. If you were here during the previous matches we've had this week, you've seen some outstanding Nexus Gaming Series action. But tonight we're stepping it all the way up. We're heading into the Heroic Division, the top division here in NGS. And we have a thriller in store for you. It's the Quarantine Qappas versus Anti-Clown Association. And a little bit of fun play before game. I know Dude Abides used to be on this team. Used to be on ACA, now playing for Quarantine Qappas. And on the other side, my good friend Lupus here playing, former member of Regen. So I'm really excited to see how this one works out. Also, Fun's in the house. I got to give credit to Fun's. Also played with Regen last season, and excited to see him play as well. A member now of ACA, Anti-Clown Association. Let's quickly talk about our map bans that occurred tonight before the stream. It was Quarantine Qappas winning the coin toss, opting for first pick. ACA banned out Sky Temple and Braxis Holdout. And the Quarantine Qappas banned out Alterac Pass and Cursed Hollow. Tonight, we will be heading into Towers of Doom for our map number 1, as I see all of our players are here. Or not. Someone just DC'd. Gotta keep this chat hidden. These guys in this lobby, they're all friends, so they're having a good time. Noted, Murda. I think they're almost ready to go. We're just getting Dude Abides back into the lobby, and that should be all of our players once he's able to join on in. Anti-Clown Association, they've been doing really well. Played very well last season, not only in the NGS Heroic Division, but also participants in the Division S, and they definitely stood on their own. They played really well. I believe they made it all the way to the quarterfinals in the playoffs of Division S, if I'm not mistaken. And, you know, they were great competitors up against the Regen boys. Quarantine Qappas, though, a new team, just came together in the off-season to participate here in NGS Season 9. I didn't check the standings. I keep meaning to do this. Murda, you need to do this before the match. So let me quickly try to head on in to the Heroic Division standings right now, where we see Quarantine Qappas currently without a map win. They have 0 points in the standings, and Anti-Clown Association presumably had a bye week, or they just haven't yet played any matches. This will be their first match, unless if they just haven't reported it. I don't know. You guys got to ask them about that. But this might be their first one of the season. If you're more knowledgeable than me and you know the answer to that, let me know. Maybe we can figure it out. Huge amount of support last night from you guys. We had, I believe, 17 gifted subs happen on the stream out of nowhere. A ton of support. You guys have been incredible over this past week or so with me now becoming a full-time streamer. Letting you in on a bit of information of my life about how I lost that job I had for 8 years. But you guys have been so incredibly gracious and generous and absolutely incredible the way you've treated me and supported me through this really rough time right now. So thank you for that. Hopefully tonight's broadcast will be a bright spot in your day where we get to watch some fun hots and hopefully some meme picks here in our drafts. If we get a standard comp, I might be sad. I'm hoping for something out of the ordinary, something I haven't seen in the other NGS divisions yet. Pretty sure these teams scrim frequently. I know they play together, they do in-houses and stuff, and they're well aware of which heroes are at play tonight. So having this first pick, and here in Game 1 it's going to belong to the Quarantine Qappas, could be the difference maker in these drafts. And I don't really know what our holdup is here. Looks like Dude Abides needed a minute, so we're going to hang on as long as we can here, hoping that he returns shortly. few Grandmasters here in this lobby. Fun's currently sitting at number 32. And Frosty Wind, also for ACA, he's sitting at number 58 Grandmaster right now, as finally we're seeing another ready check. Waiting to hear back again from Dude Abides. I'll throw my ready once more. Shout out to my buddy Muntuns in chat. He's hanging out here tonight. Fantastic musician and fantastic friend of mine since the 8th grade. Welcome. Hopefully you're enjoying a little Heroes of the Storm. I know you don't play this game. I've tried to get you to play it, I think. You did play it at my house once. I'll give you credit for that. Timer started. Dude Abide said he only needed 30 more seconds, and Fun's having some fun here in the lobby. Looks like he's ready. Okay, he wasn't lying. He's ready to go. So, without further ado, I present to you Quarantine Qappas versus Anti-Clown Association, and this map number 1. It's going to be Towers of Doom, chosen by ACA. And I think it's starting now, is it? I think it is. Starting. There it goes.
Towers of Doom.
Towers of Doom. First to ban will be the Quarantine Qappas tonight. They're going to be on the left-hand side of your screen. They're the blue team here. And on the other side, in red, will be Anti-Clown Association. They'll be second to pick. But don't worry, plenty of good heroes out there where they might still find some scraps available in the draft. But I do think this first pick will be of importance in this set. This time it will belong to QQ, as they have 17 seconds to make their first ban. Looks like Lupus holding the crown tonight. You love to see it. Congrats to you, Lupus, taking some responsibility for your new team. They're going to run the clock all the way down. 0 seconds are showing. And it's going to be Chromie taken away. So this is the first Chromie ban I think I've seen all season. Zool, though, we've seen plenty of bans on him, especially here on Towers of Doom, able to soak the mid and top lanes as the other 4 just push in that bot lane the entire time. A menacing strategy, and certainly makes sense why ACA wouldn't want to play against it here in game number 1. Second ban now for Quarantine Qappas. I'd expect a ban on maybe a tank here, something like the Johanna. And instead they want to focus out this Mephisto, who's been seeing a ton of play recently in NGS. That Lightning Nova, especially upgraded at level 20, able to do so much structural damage. He has safe poke, and a lot of people now picking Durance of Hate, adding in an extra layer of CC to a lot of comps that can desperately need it. Ana is going to be the last ban for ACA, as we're finally on the clock, and quickly picking will be Jet, a Leeming. So a few power picks available. Sylvanas still out there, as well as the Deathwing. Greymane also been a fantastic selection here across the first 2 weeks of NGS, as he really has been for quite some time. It'll be the Sylvanas, and they want their support early. It's going to be Stukov. There's ETC for QQ. And it's going to be Fats playing tank tonight. Thinking they might want their support here, as you see the support on the other side, not wanting it to get choked out any further. Ana already banned out. Stukov already chosen. Might be a good spot to grab the healer here. But instead, I think, yeah, this is maybe the only hero that I would have taken outside of a support. It's Greymane. I already said how good he could be. And it's going to belong to Quarantine Qappas here on Towers of Doom. Final ban now for ACA. Already taking out 2 very meta picks with the Zool and the Ana. Do they continue the trend and find something else of value? It's just going to be the Lucio wanting to choke out the supports. Makes sense. Still none chosen on the side of QQ, where they're going to be now tasked 20 seconds remaining to make their final ban. Plenty of tank options still out there. Do they want to ban out something like the Johanna or Garrosh? That's pretty good, especially the Garrosh here. If you're able to throw some of those targets into a silence, or perhaps just taunt them while standing in the silence, that's trouble. And it's a double silence build so far. It's going to be the Samuro build. Heroic Division not wanting to deal with Samuro on Towers of Doom makes a lot of sense. But let's look at this comp so far for ACA. It's the Sylvanas with the Wailing Arrow and the Stukov with the Lurking Arm. It's a double silence build. They can add in some more layers here, but they want to find some CC. Currently not too much. They will have the Virulent Reaction from Stukov later on. So they're going to find Hanzo and Muradin, and that's going to be a Dragon's Arrow and a Stormbolt. A lot of CC now added into this comp, and I absolutely like it. Final 2 picks here for Quarantine Qappas. They definitely need a healer, and likely are going to want something for the off lane. I wonder if they want to go into something as simple as a Leoric here. It's going to be the Malthael, and maybe that's even better. Now it's going to give them opportunity to do the same thing that the Zul might have been able to do. Use that On a Pale Horse talent at level 1, rotate between top and mid. And that would leave a lot of room in the bottom lane for Malfurion, Greymane, ETC, and Leeming to siege onto those structures. Final pick of the draft. It belongs to Valimar. He's been the captain's crown here tonight. And it's going to be a Chen for the solo lane up against the Malthael. So here we go. All heroes have been picked. I'm going to open up a poll for you and ask you guys at home who you think is going to win this game number 1. So who will win game 1? QQ or ACA? The poll is open. Head on over to your chat right above it. Hit the drop down arrow. Select the team you want to win. Maybe you just like their team name better. Make sure you hit the submit button and your votes will show up right up there. Yeah, it's up there. Here it is. Pointing in reverse on this camera is sometimes difficult, but we figured it out. We got it, baby. I'm going to keep the poll results open, try to keep an eye on them. If I forget to mention them and you didn't see who wins, make sure you just say, "Hey, Murda, who won that vote pregame?" So far, you guys are here in support of ACA. We got 1 vote for them. Still none for Quarantine Qappas. So if you're out there and you're also in quarantine, maybe you want to consider voting for them. There's a vote for them. QQ with their first vote. So we're tied up. You guys are split as we load on in to game number 1.
Prepare yourself for battle.
Let's introduce this team on the left-hand side first. In the blue tonight, it's Fats on the ETC. Jet's going to be playing the Leeming. Shredded Wind on the Malfurion. Dudabai is playing Malthael. And Lupus, last out of base, former member of Regen. He's on the Greymane. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the Quarantine Qappas. And thank you for dancing, by the way. It looks glorious. And on the red side tonight, we got Funds up front on a Muradin. Frosty Wind going to be playing the Stukov. Kelsier on Hanzo. Apparition on Sylvanas. And Valimar going to be playing the Chen. Ladies and gentlemen, they're known as the Anti-Clown Association. It will be the simple geometry build for Hanzo, as he's already gotten 1 stack off that first cast. On the other side, we are not going to be seeing Prog Rock here. It's going to be Block Party for ETC, trying to help out up against perhaps the Sylvanas and I guess some auto attacks from a Hanzo. There's Funds getting slid on, but Muradin should be fine. Actually going to end up at some roots from Malfurion. But let's follow the rotation down to the bottom, as slightly ahead looks like ACA in the lead, walking down here and getting some of these minions cleared out, but much stronger and leaping in with confidence is Lupus on that Greymane. Now going to chase down the Muradin for 1 swipe as they rotate back towards the mid lane. Our matchup in the top lane this evening, it's going to be Chen versus the Malthael, but already you see Dudabai able to get to the mid lane, going to make the rotation back here to the top, which is allowing Quarantine Qappas to stay positioned in the bottom lane. And they're having to use Muradin. You see already Funds rotating up to the mid lane just to help out, soaking the XP that Chen's not going to be able to do up against this Malthael. Both sides now looking at sapper camps, but it's ETC being a bit aggressive on the opposite side of the map. Going to check the bush. Actually now finding Muradin. Roots are perfect from Malfurion, but Funds on one of the highest health pool tanks in the game, able to survive through that onslaught. Sappers now approaching from both directions, but with a minion wave on the wall. One of those Sappers will start approaching, but the silence thrown down from Stukov, barely catching that Sapper on its way in. That's going to shut down the play, and now will be a bit of an advantage here in the bottom lane for ACA, as their Sappers, at least 2 of them, still being alive. It's going to require Li Ming to stay here, and there she goes. Gets through all of them, so no Sappers connecting this time, as we do have a little battle up top. Malfield trying not to take damage from the towers and doing a great job whittling down this health bar at Chen. Valimar very low, as Dude abides sticking in as long as he can. There goes Chen chugging away, and we're not going to see a kill yet. Still 0-0 on the scoreboard. No first blood yet, as our first objective phase is about to spawn in about 20 seconds. Greymane may be in trouble. Murden trying to chase in, avoiding the Stormbolt, and still on that invisible horse. Able to almost get away. No, he can't get out. Hanzo with the scatter arrow kill. First blood of the game. It belongs to ACA. And still looking for more. Fat's doing a good job on this front side, trying to block out Murden from walking onto Malfurion and Li Ming. Now the roots are there once again onto Funds, but it won't be a kill. Altars exchanged up top and should go over to Stukov down here in the bottom lane. It does. So it'll be a 4-shot advantage for ACA. Checking back in on our pregame poll. And first, let me thank Twong 2300 for the follow. Thanks for showing up here tonight, as the power slide is going to connect. There's the roots as well. That's the target they're looking for. Stukov down now for 20 seconds. And I think this camp, the camp will be just not available for them. Remain's still looking for more, as now we have a raid coming in. Let me check who this one was from. Looks like it is from Foxington with a party of 52. Wow, welcome guys. We're checking out some Nexus Gaming Series here tonight. Season 9. This is the Heroic Division, the top division in Nexus Gaming Series, and looks like we do have a pause. And some follows coming in. Sexy German with the follow there first. Unfortunately, you guys are showing up, and there is this pause right now, but we are currently sitting 6-6 in levels, 1-1 in kills. Been pretty even throughout, but the first objective phase going over 2-1 in favor of the Anti-Clown Association, represented by a 4-shot lead on the core, 36-32. Holy smokes, a lot of follows coming in. We got Mecha Streisand, Foxington was the hoster. Thank you so much for sending these viewers this way. It's Smuiji and Sad Souls Gaming. You guys are incredible. Thanks for showing up. And hopefully you're going to enjoy this matchup we have for you. We're going to switch over to the webcam scene while we're waiting for this pause to go on. They're chatting in game.
New follower detected.
Don't want to send too much of their stuff out. Thank you for these follows. You guys are great. I don't know where you guys came from, Foxington. Are you guys playing Heroes of the Storm over there? If so, awesome.
New follower detected.
Yeah. Oh. And we're back in. Sorry about that. I was chatting and they were waiting for me to unpause, but finally I paid attention and we're back on in here for game number 1. We'll be a best of 3 tonight if you're not aware. As Sad Souls Gaming says, let's go Lupus, let's go Frank. Okay, got some friends on this team. You'll love to see that. Here's Funds up against Fats. The battle of the FZs. Both playing tank here tonight, which is great. Lupus Fan Club, that's what this is. Okay, all right, we all love Lupus. I'm one of his first subs on his channel, so, you know, I love Lupus too. Great guy. Welcome. There's a good route landing on Malfurion. No access to the Curse Bullet yet, so Fun's still safe. Does have a great leap over the wall, mounts up, but look at what side of the map he's on. Yeah, that's the blue side. He's going to go down eventually. Going to try to hold on for one more Dwarf Toss if he has it, and does. He's over the wall. Now Fats has to lock him in. There's the power slide. Still in chase, and finally gets the kill. Up in the top, though, it's Malthiel falling, comboed by Kelsier and Valimar. So even again on kills, 2-2 between these squads, and it's going to be an even trade on altars as well. Frosty Wind over there on the right-hand side, and everyone's favored in chat now. There's Lupus playing Greymane for us, grabbing the altar on the left-hand side of the map. Still a 4-shot lead for ACA. So we're deadlocked on kills, deadlocked in XP. This is going to be a very close mid game. Down here in the bottom, it's Li Ming versus Sylvanas right now, but Frosty Wind waiting in the wake. Going to pop out at any moment to help save this Sylvanas. Here comes the burst damage as the roots will barely miss from Shredded Wind and that Malfurion. Now on the top side of this fight, we do see Muradin and ETC duking it out once again. Fun's really just, he's been his own character here in this game. Not necessarily caring about what the team's doing. He's just trying to play Disruptor, slowing down these rotations, and now maybe going to look at this Malthael at mid lane. Dude abides in a bit of trouble, but is able to mount up, and now heading towards that top lane. Fun's going to Dwarf Toss out as the rotation came from the bottom lane from QQ. And now you guys are mentioning the Frank fan club. That's also a good club, I suppose. Level 10s both sides is the Cursed Bullet. Wave of Force for Li Ming. Oh, man. Sorry. My bad. That was a big rotation. Should have seen it, but I was trying to read chat for a second. Malthael down again. Looking at our kill count, that's 2 deaths there for Malthael. In the kills department, 2 belong to Kelsier on this Hanzo. And 1 for the Chen, 1 for the ETC, and 1 for the Grey Mane. Next altar phase active will be a single altar here on the mid side of the map. And backed all the way up to their fort wall here is QQ. Malthael has respawned. We'll be ready to go for this action. But slightly behind on XP now as that kill slowing down their XP gain. Great silence from Stukov. ETC cannot go anywhere. So much slow. And now Malfurion having to pop this Tranquility. Going to get stunned out by that Dragon's Arrow. Silence lands from Sylvanas as well. And you got yourself a double kill there. We got some gift subs coming in. Muntuns, my main man, throwing out 2 gifts. One going over to Regen Jesus, my good friend. And the other one going to Grievin Gaming. Appreciate that, my man. Keeping these numbers up, supporting me through this quarantine. You guys are amazing. Sappers will connect here, all 3 of them, in fact, onto that topside tower. It's destroyed, so just one more standing here in the bottom lane for the quarantine Qappas, and perhaps more Sappers on the way as Kelsier, with this scatter arrow build, easily able to destroy these, and also getting a bit of help from Sylvanas, making it that much easier. So there they go. Bottom lane Sappers have been spawned. There's a mosh pit at mid, and stuck inside is Muradin. Funds is down. But that is a key heroic ability the mosh pit used, and a 120-second cooldown for Fats. Not going to have access to it here, but they're going to pressure in this bottom lane anyway. You do see the Merc Queen from Sylvanas empowering these Sappers right now, as they do finish off that last of the 2 turrets. Now potentially going to make their move onto the keep. Fun's throwing out his disapproval in chat. Oh my god, 3rd time I missed it, I think. Malthael down again, and all 3 times, credit Hanzo, credit Kelsier, because he's made the rotations happen, and now a huge Dragon's Arrow from afar lands onto 3 heroes. Wailing Arrow as well, but still no one down. The Tranquility from Malfurion keeping them up. But holy smokes, is Kelsier playing out of his mind right now? Do they see Lupus? Do they see Lupus? They do! He almost got out, but he's not going to make it. Greymane will fall as well. Double altar phase active. And there goes Chen already channeling. Bottom side, ETC trying to position, but without their Greymane, it's going to be tough. Malthael's going to make it here in time, and this could actually be good. Access, oh no, Last Rites is on cooldown. They don't have it right now, so they won't be able to find a kill here, and the barrel might be enough to help get this ETC. Can they get any follow-up damage? No, Tower's going to shoot Valgamar. He's got to be careful. Stuck in the roots, does survive, but they don't get the kill on ETC. They do get the altar. And doing some quick caster math, that's a 14-shot lead for ACA. Now going to try to regain access to this bottom bell tower they just lost. Really, the only unfortunate thing for them there is that they didn't have this and weren't able to get the normal amount of shots off. Sapper camps are spawning. Fun's looking at it here on the left-hand side, but we've seen this aggression from Muradin, not really caring about where he's walking, knowing that he's safe almost at any moment. But nothing he's going to be able to do this time on that Sapper camp. It's going to be picked up by the quarantine Qappas. And they've shown a lot of progress in this bottom lane, already able to get that bell tower down once. they can definitely do it again, and I think you got to credit a hero like Li Ming, able to poke in so safely, and even with the Gray Mane, able to apply an extra threat, and when they're able to get onto these structures without heroes nearby, it falls so fast. It's basically what you saw last time, but this time they're going to try to utilize the sappers with theirs already in the lane, now going to try to invade the enemy sapper camp, and they get it. Still no 16s, but it's very close for ACA. They're going to try to hold out as long as they can for the fight. But these sappers might be a problem before then. There's the power slide from ETC. Follow up Roots. It's onto Murden, but still not enough damage. Now another fantastic Dragon's Arrow. Immediate tranquility, though. Avoiding that Wailing Arrow from Sylvanas, which would have been destruction for Quarantine Qappas. They do get some of those sappers to connect, so Fort sitting at about 40% health as ETC is going to try to re-engage. Fats now trying to get away. Armor reduction applied from Hanzo, still running back. Is that Hanzo's armor reduction? No, it's not. Who's giving that armor reduction? Help me out in chat. New caster here. There's Roots, lands on Muradin. Curse Bullet, the leap in from Lupus, but still nothing. Fun's too strong, getting some armor stacks. And now it's Jet in trouble, very low. Won't pick up the first kill. It's ETC going down, so it's going to be really tough for Li Ming from here to get a reset. So much supporting coming out from Frosty Wind on the Stukov with that bio kill switch. They're going to pick up yet another altar, another 4 shots heading towards the core here, sending the Quarantine Qappas down to 6 remaining core health. Sylv 13, thank you chat. It is the Cold Embrace. Thank you so much. Lupus in trouble again. Scatter Arrow does miss, but can he get out of here? Looks like he will. Great nifty play maneuvering around by Greymane. Roots are going to connect. Apparition low. Sylvanas almost falling there, and with Malthael coming on the backside, he might be able to pick that up with the last rites, but he's not going for it. He has the last rites available, didn't want to make the play by himself. Gonna wait for level 16. Sapper spawning on the left-hand side. 30 seconds still on the side of ACA. Both teams know about it. They're all here. And here comes the engage. Fun's looking for Malfurion. There's a Dragon's Arrow. Perfectly played. Silence as well. And Shredded Wind is down. Might be 2. Yes, it will be. Lupus down as well on that Greymane. Li Ming trying to defend by this fort, but I don't know if she can. Fats is down, and now it's just Li Ming here. She's going to teleport around, but how can she get out? Short answer, she won't. Quad kill for the Anti-Clown Association. This is going to be the bottom bell tower. Altars spawning in 30 seconds with these heroes very far away. Still dead for quite some time. It's all going to be up to Malthael. Can he get down here and make some sort of heroic play to stall it out? It's not likely, but we're going to find out anyway. Due to Bides, the only one standing. Sappers are approaching the goal line as Muradin playing offense all the way up here on the goal line, trying to shove these Sappers across. But now 3 heroes here in defense. Alter is captured by Stukov as Chen's trying to push him away to get 1 Sapper across. The Roots are there, and they just won't be able to get it across. Instead, it's kill. Sylvanas down. Chen very low, but remember this bell tower currently in control of ACA. So the Quarantine Qappas won't be able to step in. They will keep chasing. Root's going to whiff from Shredded Wind. Funds makes it out, but Malthael's still up here. Now has to use his self-cleanse to make it back out. ETC trying to jam in onto that fort, but not really able to yet. They have to keep eyes on the boss, so you see them running up in this direction. Still no level 20s for either side. And they're going to see the Headless Horseman still unoccupied. So they're going to take it away. Can't leave this objective up on the map. It's too much babysitting necessary. So they take it. 4 shots. Really the first meaningful shots of the game for the Quarantine Qappas. The other one's coming in just those topside altars as Muradin's going to find a lot of heroes in his face here, but the Dwarf Toss over the wall gets him back to safety and into the shielding of Chen. And finally going to find the Stukov for one of those toxins, and he'll be just fine from here. Also getting benefit from his second win. There's a great virulent reaction onto Malthael. He's able to get out again. as Chen's gonna split out the ETC, who's getting shot up by the keep. See you later. ETC's down. 3-man Dragon's Arrow yet again should be enough to close this game out. Malfurion's down. It's just Greymane and Leeming from here. And look at the Murden, not scared at all, playing all the way forward. 2 altars on the map. Chen at the first, Stukov headed to the second, Leeming falls, but this is going to be GG, game over. Chen sending the final shots across the line, and game 1 belongs to the Anti-Clown Association. And let's take a look at this match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series. Well played by both sides, but definitely much better from ACA, and MVP is very plain to see for me. Not only looking at these stats, but just in the game, the impact that Kelsier was able to provide with that Dragon's Arrow on Hanzo was top tier in that game. 10 out of 10. Would watch again. Congrats to ACA on the Game 1 victory. Before we go to our break, though, let's take a quick peek at the talent screen. With ACA being up 1-0, you got to imagine the Quarantine Qappas thinking again about taking that first pick in game number 2. And it looks like that will be the case, as Dudabai just reached out to me. I'm going to try to help them out getting this next lobby set up. We'll be back in about 2 minutes for game number 2. And welcome back. We're about to be ready to load on into game number 2. As I mentioned before the break, Dudabide's reaching out saying he wanted that first pick here once again for game number 2. So map selection yet again from ACA. This time they're going to be sending us into Volskaya Foundry. And once again, they're going to have to make that second pick. But game 1, it worked out for them. They were able to get on some pretty key heroes. That's Sylvanas, and definitely credited the Hanzo with the game 1 MVP nod. Got a late Chen, and they were forced into a Murden, but the Murden didn't ever seem like an issue. They seemed just fine with it. Allowed to provide a lot of extra health up against the burst from Leeming. Difficult hero to kill. And even the help from the Cursed Bullet didn't appear to be enough at times. So we'll see what switches here in this draft, but I'd expect ACA is feeling pretty confident after that game number 1. I think we're about to be loading in right now, so without further ado, here we go. Volskaya Foundry, the map selection by ACA. And first to ban will be the Quarantine Qappas. Remember, losing game 1 never feels good. These are best of 3 sets, so one more loss here tonight, and Quarantine Qappas will walk away with another loss on their record, which this early in the season just doesn't feel good. You want to walk out with some points here in the early portion of, I mean, this is week 2 right now. You just need to get some points in the standings before too long. So a lot of pressure now onto the Quarantine Qappas as they remain banning out the Chromie here. Once again, we're going to see a ban onto the Zool from ACA, so nothing changed so far. In game 1, this is a Mephisto ban from QQ. Might expect the same here, because I think Mephisto's even better on this map than he is on Towers of Doom. I happen to like it more. A lot of teams fighting over those objective points, and Mephisto able to walk in, get a lot of extra damage out, a lot of cooldown reduction when those heroes are stacked up. But no, it won't be the Mephisto ban. This time they want to take away Ana. So one ban does remain here in the top half. It belongs to ACA. Game 1, they took out the Ana, so they're going to have to switch it up here. Do they take out the Li Ming? That was the priority pick in game number 1 for QQ. She's still available right now. It's just going to be the Sylvanas. Alright, so do they go back to the Li Ming here in game 2? Jet seemed pretty confident on it. Game 1, it was an early selection, but this time they will not. They left the Mephisto open, and they're going to go ahead and grab it with their first pick. That means ETC is available for funds, and Raynor selected for Kelsier. A lot of old school heroes there so far for ACA.
So it begins.
We do have a couple picks here. It's Johanna and Deckard Cain, so grabbing their tank and their healer before the next ban phase. Not a bad idea, getting what they want here. Haven't seen too much Deckard Cain, however. A lot of good CC follow-up. Stay a while and listen. The usual heroic selection for him. But you never know, it could be a Lornado, as Deathwing is the final ban for ACA. We have one more left now for QQ. Game 1, they took out the Samuro in this slot. He's still available right now. Might not be a bad thought. Something like a Samuro Abathur here pickup would not be fun to deal with. But instead, they're going to take away the Stukov. Frosty Wind playing it pretty well in game 1. And can be a threat paired in with this ETC and those power slides. So we'll see what adjustment they have to make now into their support position. Game 1, they took out a Lucio. And on the other side, Malfurion was selected. So a little bit of history for the matchup so far. But I don't necessarily expect those to be prioritized here. There's the Li Ming. And it actually will be the Lucio for Frosty Wind. Two picks remain for the Quarantine Qappas. Need a solo laner. Need some sustained damage. Their wave clear is pretty good. They already have the Johanna, and as I said, Mephisto's outstanding right now and helping out in the wave clear department. But what do you take for sustain? It's going to be Hanzo, and the solo lane will be Rexar. Last pick, it belongs to Valimar once again. Game 1, he chose that Chen. Game 2, it's going to be an Uther. Double support here for the Anti-Clown Association. And I got to see what you guys at home are thinking about these drafts. Who will win Game 2, QQ or ACA? The poll is open. Head on over to chat up at the top. Hit the drop-down arrow. Select the team you want to win this game number 2. And make sure you hit submit. Your votes are right up there. So keep an eye on them live. I'll try to follow along at home here. Game 1, you guys picked ACA, if I'm not mistaken. This time, early votes coming in for the Quarantine Qappas. And I have a feeling that's who you guys are here cheering for, all you guys supporting. I also forgot to mention, and I felt really rude when I saw this during the break. Iron Flare gifted out a sub to Foxington. Thank you, Iron Flare, and thank you once again to Foxington for this raid. Here we go with game number 2. And introducing the team on the left-hand side tonight, we got Fats playing the Johanna. Dudabide's going to be playing the Rexar Misha. Shredded Wind playing the Deckard Cain as Jet's on the Hanzo. And Lupus will be playing the Mephisto. Ladies and gentlemen, help me out in introducing the Quarantine Qappas. And over here on the red side, we see Frosty Wind on the Lucio Apparition going to be playing the Li Ming. Valimar on the ETC as Funds makes the swap over to Uther. And Raynor will be played by Kelsier. Game 1 winners, and looking pretty good in the standings so far. Make some noise for the Anti-Clown Association. Will be Exterminator for Raynor, and I think this is a great selection here on a map with a lot of camps and already getting to work with a first blood 25 seconds in. Johanna already down. It will be a 4-man rotation aided by Lucio and this speed buff. Gonna help these rotations be a lot quicker than they otherwise would be. But you bring in a Li Ming, not necessarily known for her wave clear, and Raynor, who's, you know, a single target auto attacker outside of his penetrating round. Is it enough wave clear here? We're gonna find out. Uther's gonna do what he can to stack up his. Oh wait, he didn't go with that one. He went with Silver Touch at level 1, and now under a bit of trouble is Funds. Here's Mephisto. But from a distance with that shade, not quite able to finish off the Uther. Camps available. There goes Kelsier holding on to that Exterminator talent at level 1. Going to allow him to do a lot more damage to those mercs. And I guess will help him in the wave as well. I mean, it does extra damage to minions too. And like I said, something they're desperately going to need with just the Li Ming there. Nice root from Deckard Cain, keeping Uther nearby. But now ETC with the power slide in, going to slow it all down and split them up. Bit of an interesting setup right now as Fats coming back from base playing the Johanna made the rotation to the top lane. Will be Rexar versus ETC in the solo as Uther becoming that main tank position. Can probably expect... I mean, I don't know, maybe not the stage dive. Usually you do see the stage dive here. This will be telling it's speed metal for ETC. Going to give him a bit of extra movement speed. Interesting, already having the Lucio wanting to get even more speed onto your allies. But hey, there's a good condemn. It's also going to lock in the Uther inside that scroll of ceiling. Fun's trying to get out. 27 health. Uther is going to survive. They will lose out on the biotic emitter. But without Uther falling there, that's a big pickup for them. Able to not have any heroes fall yet. They've been able to sustain their XP soak in all these lanes. ETC being the notable hero here, having to do work that you don't always see. But you do see from time to time, so crafty pick here for ACA, grabbing the Uther with that final selection and having the wherewithal to just bring that with the ETC down to the solo lane. He'll do just fine. Now Uther's getting very close to completing that Silver Touch, just 3 stacks away. We might be able to get him very soon. As we're seeing our first fight of the game, our first like true fight of the game, Uther will fall. Good work from Lupus that time. Credited with the kill on Mephisto. Power slide in though, they're gonna find the Rexar. Dudabide's trying to run out, 200 health, still alive. And now in trouble might be the rest of ACA. Valimar barely out of the tip of that scroll of ceiling. Oh, Sonic Arrow does hit ETC, but he barely lives. And then almost dies from that scatter arrow. Good work by Jet. Playing a hero that was the Game 1 MVP on the other side. Jet trying to prove he's got some skill of his own on Hanzo. There are siege camps pushing both directions in the top. I want to make sure you're aware of that. But currently, big action happening here around objective point A. More turrets are spawning. It's going to be Hanzo and Decker. Now Mephisto going to join as well to work on the turret on the side of Quarantine Qappas. In trouble is Johanna, holding on to a biotic emitter, going to back up, join the team into the safe graces of Deckard Cain and those potions. There's a few standing on the point right now. As Misha going to play some frontline. Here comes Johanna as well, still holding on to a biotic emitter, having to use that Iron Skin rather early in the fight. Barely dropping the turret before dying is Kelsier. Raynor down. Now Fat's in trouble. I don't know if he sees the biotic emitters there. Finally finding it, walking into it, and a lot of potions here from Deckard Cain to help Johanna get back up to full health. 70, make it 80% onto this channel. I think they're going to get it here. Will Valimar try to interrupt it? The answer to that is no. First objective, first protector of the game. It belongs to the Quarantine Qappas. Getting a lot of damage out early onto these mid lane structures. Both turrets down, making the rotation now up to the top lane. And they should have a laser beam once again. There goes the power glove, shutting down access to that tower from shooting. And looking a little bit at the well. I don't know if they'll be able to get it here. They're going to need a bit more support, but at mid, it's Mephisto and Rexar. Now here comes Lupus up to the top to help support his team. Gonna have one more laser onto this wall. There's the glove. It should be enough to get it with the help of Mephisto. They do. 2 walls. Great work and a lot of value provided from that first protector phase for the Quarantine Qappas. Off to a great start. Up 2-1 in kills. And just a moment away. Oh my god, Sonic Arrow hitting ETC again. Picking on Valimar's Jet. Biotic emitter has spawned. Level 10s are secured for QQ. They're going to get back to work on this camp, which they held during the first objective as well. Nothing out of the ordinary. Will be the stay a while and listen, as I was expecting. Mephisto going to go into the Durance of Hate. And it's the Boars from Rexar. Now level 10's picked up for ACA. We'll see what they're thinking. Will be Raynor's Raider. It's the mosh pit, not the stage dive. This is Divine Storm from Uther. And the barrier from Lucio. Durance of Hate's gonna lock in ETC. Still getting stunned out, but the damage just not there. They didn't have Hanzo. And Valimar is able to survive with that extra armor he provides himself. Now going to try to rejoin the team after hitting the well. There's the barrier from Lucio. A lot of stuns onto Deckard Cain as he throws down the biotic emitter at the last second. Not enough to keep him alive. ETC still in trouble, but a lot of armor again. Getting it from himself, getting it from Uther, and ETC just won't fall. It'll be Rexar going down. I thought it was a double kill. No, it was just the Misha. Just the Misha fell first. And now a camp steal opportunity as well, with the one boy in there already dead. They just have to kill the turret. But Lupus from the shade stealing away the turret. LMFAO. I know you guys in chat are going to enjoy that one, as we are almost deadlocked again on XP. ACA taking the lead in kills. All 3 of them belonging to Raynor so far. And slightly ahead. It's not too much, but ACA ever so slightly in the lead on XP. Should be about equalized now with the rotation coming to the top. Finding some XP globes there are the Quarantine Qappas, and also working on their siege camp currently. There's Shredded Wind and Jet. Control point B just announced, but 25 seconds away from being summoned. Will there be a fight before level 13? Looks like Mephisto wants it, and they find a lot of early damage onto Uther, and he's down. Drops the turret. It's stolen away. So not only did Lupus steal one, but now Quarantine Qappas able to kill Uther and steal one from him as well. It's going to be a big advantage to join in with their oh wait, no, they dropped the biotic emitter. I'm sorry.
Control it and you can pilot.
So they have 2 turrets. And on the other side, I don't think they have anything right now. Check ETC. Nope, nothing. 2 turrets to none. And both should be in possession of ACA right now. But to their dismay, that is no longer the case. Sonic Arrow going to reveal the rotation in as ETC steps in first. That's Valimar still waiting on Uther to get all the way back here. Fun's just now showing up on the toy train. Support camp just spawned. I saw it fly across my screen. Scared the bejesus out of me. Bat's taking a peek at it, throwing down a danger ping. Actually, that might have been the danger ping from ACA. They want to check it out as well. Now throwing the boombox in is Lucio. He's going to help scout it out as Hanzo's going to throw out more vision control with that Sonic Arrow around the corner. They're going to get to work on it. 13-13 is the level count. 3-3 on kills. Still deadlocked, and this will be a big turning point if ACA is able to steal this away. They're going to look for it. Johanna coming out of the bush. There's the Blessed Shield. ETC locked inside the Scroll of Sealing and the Stay a While and Listen. They get the first kill of the fight, but Li Ming, if she gets one, she could get a lot of them. There's two. Reset still going on for Apparition as the Biotic Emitter is thrown down. That's on the side of Quarantine Qappas, so Mephisto feeling confident, as well as having those turrets there, gonna pick up a kill on the backside of the fight. Kelsier's down. See you later, Raynor. But they use a lot of ammunition. Was it worth? You be the judge at home. Hanzo just poking away, being a nuisance here is Jet. Now coming back from base, we see Johanna and Rexar. Just now rejoining is Valimar. And still 3 seconds away. Raynor hasn't respawned, so... Oh no! The last thing you can afford to happen just happened to Hanzo. They almost had full strength and would have been easy money on picking up that objective. But Hanzo gets caught out. Jet's gonna fall. He's down for 30 plus seconds. And that should be enough time now for ACA to swing this around in their favor. See, it can't being picked up by Kelsier. Just back from his death, but feeling good after seeing his team pick up that clutch kill. On the other side, it's Lupus, all by his lonesome, trying to clear out this camp for the Quarantine Qappas. Rexar is going to join in and help out. But 100% is channeled. The Protector is on the map, and inside it's going to be Uther in the gunner or the pilot seat, Raynor in the gunner seat. And only had one tower left here in the top lane. They whittle right through it. Now looking at the well. Couple punches there. That'll do it. Do they want to stay on this fort? Yes, they do. Laser's going to be used. As well as a few more of those charges from the gunner. I think they get this. You just stand in. So much armor. Look at that 10 bonus armor. Make it 35 there. And it's down. First structure of the game. It belongs to ACA. But can they evacuate Uther and Raynor? With the glove, yes they can. Trying to find these rotations, and they're going to see ETC walking through. Simple geometry's been complete for Hanzo, and let's take a peek at our hero damage. That's not the right button. Here it is. Hero damage, it is Hanzo leading the Quarantine Qappas. On the other side is Li Ming as they're looking for a fight here. Valimar power slide out into the safety of the barrier from Lucio. Heroics exchanged was the Blessed Shield for the barrier. No kills either direction. As now Jet may be in trouble. Uther trying to chase it down. He has that natural agility over the wall. Hanzo will be just fine. Bottom lane, Deckard Cain. Rexar back behind the wall, but Misha, the Robo-Bear, not as lucky. She'll fall. Rexar now without the protection of Misha, walking forward into a lot of damage. Johanna able to split away on the backside. She'll be fine. And Deckard Cain throwing out a few potions to help heal up the team. But it's been very aggressive recently for ACA. Now I'm parlaying that aggression onto the support camp. Fun's going to hold the bush, but quickly with the help of Li Ming, able to take that camp. She picked up Mirror Ball at level 16, and Johanna had no chance that time. Currents of Hate's going to hit a few targets, but this could be trouble if one more is picked up for Apparition. Doesn't get it, though. Instead, it's going to be Raynor falling. Great Divine Storm onto Mephisto and Misha. Lupus falls. More resets for Li Ming. She picks off the Misha. So ultimately 2.5 for just the one. a big win there for ACA. Fortification camp available and willing to invade. Here comes Lucio and Uther on the front. Right behind is ETC and Leeming. Misha's going to check it out, but not going to be much she can do in this spot. Camp stolen once again by ACA. Although, I guess last time Lupus stole it. That was the true theft. And they're going to find their own fortification camp as well. Let's check the timer up top. It'll be 1 minute and 48 seconds until the support camp's back on the map, so might be a little bit slow for a little bit. There are siege camps available. So, excuse me, Johanna and Deckard Cain working on the side of Quarantine Qappas, and on the opposite side of the map, they're not walking that way yet. They're looking for a fight, hiding an event. Johanna might walk right past this again. She doesn't, and actually Rainer's Raider gonna spoil the party. Shooting a bit aggressively onto the Johanna that time, and she's able to walk away back to mid, help out her team in this rotation. Slightly ahead on XP. I don't even know. Maybe it's call that deadlock. They're going to look for structures, though. Bottom lane, if they get this well, that'll be a nice advantage for them, and with the help of Mephisto, they get it very easily. So Well's going to be available. The wall, the turrets, the whole shebang in the bottom lane for the Quarantine Qappas, but for ACA, that will not be the case. They might have level 20, though. So you see the Quarantine Qappas, they're looking to rotate, they're looking to find the XP needed before this objective. Big wave up top, and that might be the responsibility of Rexar. There goes Misha headed up to the top lane. And a siege camp recently picked up here for the Anti-Clan Association. It will be pushing during this objective, and it's all the way on the bottom side of the map, so really tough for Rexar to clear it out and make it down in time, at least a reasonable amount of time, but he's going to go for it anyway. Level 20 secured for ACA, and just a moment away for the Quarantine Qappas. There it is. We will see Mimic for Mephisto. This is the highlight talent that makes him an absolute beast right now. Play of the game is picked up by Hanzo. And Perfect Gems for Deckard Cain. On the other side will be Redemption for Uther, a key pickup for him. And now access with the Bossa Nova for Lucio. Going to grant him a few more casts of that barrier, as the cooldown is much shorter with that level 20 upgrade. Here comes Rexar after clearing out that top lane, going to join the team, and we might see what could be one of the last fights of the matchup. Dragon's Arrow from a distance does land onto two. Durance of Hate as well, and Uther instantly deleted. Remember, has access to the Redemption, so he will be back up shortly. As Li Ming looking for kills, not able to find it yet. There's a turret on the ground from the Quarantine Qappas, as Deckard Cain going to have to try to feverishly heal back up the team. They're falling very low after that fight, but with the Uther dead, it wasn't for too long. He's back up and ready to go again. Fun's trying to walk in. Very low again. 300 health. Forgets there's a turret there. Has to heal himself, and now trying to run away. It's Apparition in trouble. Gets some support from Lucio with that barrier, but still in chase is Johanna. Now turning around with the Divine Storm. And I think that's my fall. He will. And he didn't pick up the Indestructible at level 20 like Uther did. Instead, it's the Radiating Faith, so Johanna dead for a full 60 seconds. As ACA still healthy, Power Slide in, they pick up two more. Lupus is low, gonna throw out the Durance, but there's no way he gets away from Rainer. See you later. Deckard Cain, the only one still standing. Wave of Force connects, Power Slide in. And ladies and gentlemen, we have our first mega kill of the night. It belongs to the Anti-Clan Association, and look how long these death timers are. Protector on the map, and they're gonna march it forward. Which way did they go, though? Looks like they want to just go through bottom lane. A lot of structures still stand, so is there enough time to go all the way to core? I just don't think that's going to be the case, but I think it's very likely we see a keep fall here, and probably an attempt onto the core. Whether or not they get it, we'll see. Protector is very strong at this point in the game. They'll probably just walk right past his wall onto the keep. There's the glove. Gonna shut down the tower shots, and the rest of the team can help siege right through it. There it goes. Minute plus left on the Protector. 75% on the health bar. And core shielding already gone. 80%, 70%, 60, 50. Dragon's Arrow is going to miss 30%, 20%. GG and the set. Going over to the Anti-Clown Association. And let's take a look at this match summary brought to you by Nexus Gaming Series. What a set by ACA. Game 1, definitely with the MVP, belonged to the Hanzo played by Kelsier. Here in Game 2, Apparition popping off. No deaths on the Leeming. Picks up 4 kills and top hero damage in the game. I'm going to try to reach out to Kelsier, see if he's available for an interview tonight. So hang tight. See if we can get Kelsier in here. I'm gonna hop over to one of our lobbies. And I think he's on the way. Awesome. Hello and welcome, Kelsier. Great job tonight. 2-0 victory over the Quarantine Qappas. How's the team feeling right now?
The team's feeling pretty all right. The Quarantine Qappas are like some good friends of ours, and there's some good-natured rivalry between us, and
absolutely
it's fun, you know, when we play against them all the time.
I did sense a lot of good camaraderie going on pre-game lobbies, during the game, some laughs, especially there in Game 2 where Lupus able to steal away that turret right under your noses.
Yeah, that was amazing.
But it definitely seemed like the good-spirited NGS match that we're all looking to watch. So congrats to all players involved for that piece. But let's talk about ACA tonight. You guys are making... is this your first match of the season? I didn't see you guys had any stats on the standings.
This is our second match of the season.
So as a board member, I gotta remind you, you need to report those matches. But how'd the first week go? Were you guys able to win that?
It was 1-2. So technically, we're waiting for. I believe it's Quarantine. They beat us 2-1. So
okay.
Yeah.
I think that's Carbon's team, right?
Correct. Okay.
Tonight, you guys had to select both maps because the Quarantine Qappas wanted the first pick both times, as expected. And you brought us first to Towers of Doom, where it looked devastating. You had to deal with the mouthfeel double soaking, and you bring the Chen. What adjustments were you able to make that made the difference there?
So that game we were kind of looking to scale up a little bit. We had some pretty nasty like wombo combos the later than the game we get, and we know we were gonna like probably lose like they were gonna have rotation priority with ETC, and we were just waiting till like Emergent could withstand the burst and we could like rotate safely and we'd be the ones engaging. So that was generally the plan, to kind of scale a little bit.
Well, my opinion, you were the Game 1 MVP by a wide margin. Dragon's Arrows getting so much value. You guys had the Wailing Arrow follow-up from Sylvanas on point as well. Seemed like the combo was well practiced, well rehearsed, well choreographed. Anyone else you want to credit on the team for doing a good job in that combo?
Well, I want to, let's see. I think Funds baited them a lot, and they always clumped up, and it made my job pretty easy. So shout out to him for being slid all the time.
Yeah, I was talking about it during the game. He was playing the Muradin, and he was just sitting in the rotation lanes, just like barely ever with the team, but just always providing vision and being a nuisance. So definitely a fun little build from Funds. Game 2?
For sure.
Game 2, we headed on into Volskaya Foundry, another pick from you guys, and you continue the ban onto Zool, but you opted to ban away the Sylvanas you brought in game number 1. What gives on the cause for the change there in the draft?
So we figured, well, Volskaya is a map where there's a lot of like priority mages. You know, Chromium, Mephisto, and Ming are very strong on that map. And in general, we didn't want to be like punished by a Sylvanas push super hard into our lanes. We wanted to kind of play around the point and like winning fights there.
How did it feel to play against Dude Abides tonight?
Playing against Dude, as an old comrade and former teammate, it's super fun. It's always fun just hanging out with dudes. He's a legend.
He is quite the legend. Anyone in this heroic division this season you're looking forward to play? Any matches circled on your calendar?
I think way down the line, I'm looking forward to play against We Take These. I think that'll be definitely a fun set.
Yeah, I actually just got to cast them a few nights ago. It was I believe 2-0 victory for them over Choking Hazards. But yeah, I would love to see that match myself, so maybe I'll keep my eye out for it and try to grab it. Anyone else you want to mention doing a great job tonight? Any other plays that you saw that might have been a highlight I might have missed, or a small little moment that needs to be recognized?
Game 1, Frosty Stukov got a lot of picks single-handedly. It got like 2 or 3, which was pretty huge. So shout out to him for being like a Stukov god. And yeah, he played very well.
Well, appreciate you stopping in, Kelsier, for the interview. Before I let you go, I'll give you some space here. If you have any additional shout-outs you want to give, any friends at home watching, the floor is yours, my friend.
All right, thanks. Yeah, I just want to shout out my team for being like cool and level-headed and fun guys so far to hang out. I think it's gonna be a fun season. And yeah, the only other thing I want to shout out was twitch.tv/freepx. Check it out, guys. It's pretty lit.
Absolutely. FreePX a good guy. Is he live right now? Maybe we'll throw the host over to him.
I have no idea.
But anyway, Kelsier, congrats tonight. Looking forward to seeing more ACA in the future.
All right, yeah, thank you.
All right,
yeah,
take
thanks
care.
for casting, man.
Hey, pleasure's mine.
All right, yeah, see you, man.
All right, chat. That's all I got for you tonight. Didn't end up in a game 3. I know last night we had 2 game 3s in our doubleheader. So instead of 6 maps tonight, it's only going to be 2. But it will be the Anti-Clown Association walking away with a 2-0 victory over the Quarantine Qappas. They extend their dominance here in the Heroic Division, adding to their, well, I guess last week, 1 point. They will now have 4 in the standings, which is currently good enough for 2nd place. Although they do have 1 more match played than some of the other teams. Doesn't matter. They're still in 2nd place right now. So congrats to ACA on a big win tonight. And definitely looking forward to more of them in the future. Hopefully you guys at home had a great time. I have to give careful consideration and thanks over to Foxington and their community for coming on in 52 on the raid, and you guys hung out for most of this. Thank you for those of you who did hit the follow button, those of you who got some subs, and those of you who donated some subs. That's what keeps this channel going and really making me feel a lot better after losing my job last week. So thank you for those. It really does truly mean a lot. Hope to see you guys back soon. Tomorrow night I will be over on the NGS Twitch channel hosting the NGS Game of the Week. So you won't see me here. I'll try to maybe have an afternoon stream. We'll play some more HOTS, maybe some more TFT. Maybe some other game that you want to see, just let me know. I'm going to try to find a stream for us to go to, stalling as long as I can until I figure this out. Looks like Slexia is live right now. That might be where we go. Nope, offline. Nope, she's online. We're going to Slexia's channel, so hang tight. Some more NGS, some more Heroes of the Storm. You're not going to want to miss it. See you guys next time. Love your faces.